Hello everyone, welcome to our video. We are Group 10 from E-commerce class of Foreign Trade University. Today, we will introduce to you about the case study, Programmatic Advertising, Real-Time Marketing. Our presentation includes three parts. First is a case summary, second is answering the case question, and finally is the lessons for Vietnam businesses from this case. Now, we will move to the first part, case summary.
The case study gives a general view and introduction about programmatic advertising. Programmatic advertising is an automated method that publishers use to sell their inventory empty slots on their web pages to advertisers who want to buy ad space for their customer, brand and product owners looking to market their products and services. There are two kinds of programmatic advertising: auction-based real-time bidding, as known as RTB, and programmatic direct, where advertisers deal directly with publishers who have developed their own supply-side platforms. Direct sales offer advertisers more control over ad display, location on screen, and frequently than RTB. Programmatic advertising platforms use big data repositories that contain personal information on hundreds of millions of online shoppers and consumers, analytics software to classify and search the database for shoppers with the designed characteristic, and machine learning techniques to test out combination of consumer characteristics that optimize the chance of a purchase resulting from exposure to an ad. Programmatic advertising allows advertisers to potentially show the right ad at the right time to the right person and in a matter of milliseconds.
To clarify more about the advantages of programmatic advertising, the author compared it to traditional ads. The author compared two kinds of advertising in a specific example. The example is that a firm wants to market a new mountain bike to men and women aged from 24 to 35 who live in zip codes where mountain biking is a popular activity. If this firm used traditional advertising, means the advertising in a newspaper or magazine, they will direct the agency to direct purchases of ad space from websites that attract the mountain biking audience. This whole process may be expensive, imprecise, and slow. In addition, the technology used is also slow, and the process of learning which of several ads is optimal could take weeks or months. If this firm uses programmatic advertising, everything becomes easier. First, the ad agency enters a bid expressed in dollars per 1,000 impressions for 200,000 impressions to people who meet most of the characteristics being sought. Then the platform returns a quote for a set to this population for 200,000 people who meet the characteristics required. Then the quote is based on what other advertisers are willing to pay for that demographic and characteristic. If the quote is accepted, the ads are shown to people as they move about the web in real time. This process of programmatic advertising is more economical, time-saving, and also more efficient. Thanks to its advantages, programmatic advertising is more popular in the auto industry such as car industries. Or we have another company that's very successful with programmatic advertising as a P&G. Besides lots of benefits such as low cost, high speed, or efficiency, programmatic advertising also has drawbacks. First, programmatic advertisers lose some control over their ads will appear on the web. This is a threat to a brand if its products are sold on inappropriate sites. Secondly, advertisers lose some accountability for their expenditures because they cannot verify that their ads are actually being sold. This is a transparency issue. Last but not least, cost side and effort complicate the picture as well. There are thousands of good sites on the web that do nothing but attract clicks using various rules. These disadvantages prevent lots of firms from using programmatic advertising at the beginning. However, due to its benefits, firms try to overcome these drawbacks and take advantage of it.
After studying the case, we acquire certain understanding on the topic, and here are our answers for the study case questions. Question number 1. Pay a visit to your favorite portal and count the total of ads on the opening page. Count how many of these ads are A. Immediately of interest and relevant to you, B. Sort of interesting or relevant but not now, and C. Not interesting or relevant. Do this 10 times and calculate the percentage of 3 kinds of this situation, and then describe what you find and explain the result using the case. I use Facebook portal quite often, so I will test on Facebook. Go through 5 ads each time and repeat 10 times. Here is the result. Number A is 60%. Number B is 47.5%. Number C is 17.5%. As can be seen, Facebook advertising platform is very relevant to the recent interest of the users. In fact, Facebook calculates user behavior through keywords which consumers search for, dwell time on ads of the same category, clicks on related ads, etc. That's why the Facebook ad tools are highly accurate. It can reach potential customers, are cheap, and have higher conversion rates. In addition, through the experiment, I can see ads that are not related to my interest now but are related to the service I searched for in the past. This shows that Facebook has retained the old interest of consumers. But the percentage of these ads showing is quite low and may not be appeared if the user does not view or click on that ad again anymore.
The second question is advertisers use different kinds of profiles in the decision to display ads to customers. Identify the different kinds of profiles described in this case and explain why they are relevant to online display advertising. Profiles are built by recording the behavior of people online and inferring the demographic data like age, race, gender, income, employment status, marital status, and so on. Geography data like zip codes, geographical area in which people reside and work, their interests and inspiration, their online habits, and so on are recorded. The list of possible profiles is very large and dependent upon the relevance to advertisers or others who purchase the profiling service. In the case study examples, I mentioned to clarify the kinds of profiles that can be collected. A specific profile for the sales of new mountain bike includes men and women, ages from 24 to 35, who live in Diep coast where mountain biking is a popular activity and having mentioned biking topics on social network sites. Their incomes are over $70,000 per year and currently do not own a mountain bike. For online display advertiser, profiling is a way to approach the effectiveness of search engines advertising by displaying banner ads that are of interest to the customer. And the next question is, how can display ads achieve search engine-like results? Search ads capture the intentions of people at every instant of searching and can display ads relevant to those searched instantly. Display ads also can achieve similar results if they are based on behavioral profiles. Now we are going to the last question.
The last question is, do you think instant display ads based on your immediately prior click stream will be as effective as search engine marketing techniques? Why or why not? In my opinion, is yes. This reaches customers who have an immediate interest in the product. Once they perform a specific behavior on a post or a product, the ads related to it will show up next on the platform they are using. Therefore, this type of advertising is closely related to the needs of the user at that time and increase the conversion rate higher. However, in some cases, if the ads are only displayed based on your immediately prior clickstream, other users' needs will be difficult to meet. Meanwhile, SEM brings topics directly related to the keywords that customers search for. All in all, it can be a powerful web of advertising on a regular basis, since during long periods of time, some sort of websites will be more visited by the customers, and it would provide a closer profile of the client. But to optimize the advertising tool, the developer should combine the two types of advertising mentioned above, so that they will be able to reach the maximum needs of the users.
So next, we will move to the part lessons for Vietnamese businesses. First is the overview of programmatic advertising in Vietnam. Currently, programmatic advertising has become popular and marked a significant share in the Vietnamese market. In 2020, the programmatic share of digital advertising in Vietnam lay at 74%. The Statista Market Outlook estimates that the share of this in Vietnamese digital advertising industry will increase further over the next few years and reach 79% by 2025. Some multinational corporations in Vietnam are gradually shifting to the new form of purchasing ads when spending almost all of their digital budgets on programmatic buying. However, the development of programmatic ads in Vietnam is still primitive, with the system of Facebook, Google, and some other DSP platforms. The biggest barriers is that there is not a large and reputable platform in the market with wide coverage and diverse inventory sources. In addition, it is also undeniable that many marketers are hesitant to change to the new and complicated systems. The old method of buying ads through ad networks is still meet the needs and become a familiar method. The form of buying advertising through buying contract with human exchange is deeply ingrained in the ways advertisers work.
In 2019, brands belonging to the retail, e-commerce, and fast-moving consumers industry group were the units that spent the most marketing budgets on digital advertising, with 23.9% and 12% account for 9% of the total online advertising budget. Industry groups that also have a large amount of spending are automobiles, financial services, tourism, and telecommunication. The above figures have shown the resources and interest of e-commerce businesses in digital advertising in the recent times. This has a direct relationship to the broader burning money of e-commerce businesses such as Shopee, Lazada, Sendor, Tiki, for advertising channels in recent times. This trend promises to continue in the coming year. So the question is, how should businesses in Vietnam use programmatic advertising effectively? First one, we should define the advertising goals and customer files. To be able to run programmatic ads successfully, you must first answer these questions. What do you run ads for? Do you want to increase the number of followers, increase sales, or increase the engagement rate? Depending on your goals, you will choose the right tool for you to use for your company. The next one is the product quality. One of the most important factors for your ad campaigns to be successful is the quality of the product. If you pour a lot of money into a product that have poor quality, when the product is received, the consumer will not be satisfied and they will not come back to your business a second time. The third one is to pay attention to the content and images. When viewing an ad, the first 20 seconds will directly determine the consumer's purchase. Therefore, businesses should build eye-catching descriptive image, attractive content, or short and concise videos. Next one is to advertise it naturally. No one likes to see ads. Many studies have shown that users refuse to do what others try to convince them to do. So the secret to running successful ads is that you have to make your readers feel like they are not seeing an ad. Your goal is to tell the viewers to understand the value of the products for themselves, not for you to tell them. In addition, instead of talking about the features of the product, talk about its value to the users, how their life will change for the better with the presence of the product. Services is much better. Last but not least, the right budget is also important to avoid the case unjustly burning money for programmatic advertising platforms. Businesses should consider and offer an appropriate budget for each advertising campaign. You can set a daily or weekly budget, a cost ceiling based on user reach. To optimize the budget, businesses should test multiple ads for a campaign. Not that you just need to build the content, images, and posts to run ads, that you will sell the products. In fact, you can't tell if the content is relevant to your audience and attracts a lot of purchase. To be sure of this, businesses should create ad groups with different contents and audience, and then have them run together for a certain time. Finally, based on analytics, choose an ad with the highest engagement and conversion to increase your budget and focus on running this ad.
So there are some risks to avoid when using programmatic advertising. First, programmatic advertising lacks transparency. The amount of fees that can add up when buying programmatically. It's not only important to know what platform costs you have, but what costs are associated with any data providers you use, any private marketplace deals you may run, and any other service that could incur a fee. Second, programmatic offers low-quality inventory. The rise of private marketplace direct and automated guaranteed deals has allowed publishers to sell some of their more premium inventory in an automated fashion through technological exchange. Therefore, with the affordable cost, you only can buy the inventory in some places which are unattractive and difficult to see. Poor inventory quality will make advertisers doubt the effectiveness of the platform and at the same time make them not want to bid high prices for these inventories. It is difficult for the publishers and ad networks to sell inventory at the designed place, making them even more reluctant to put good inventory on here because they can sell it themselves at a higher price. And last but not least, online traffic fraud. When advertisers pay for views, the general consensus among business parties is that these views should be real views, but many of these views comes from bots, and bots are not real at all. Some rival companies create bots that watch video over and over again so that you have to pay for empty views, not paying to influence real customers. The company lost money unjustly without having any single customer. So this is the end of our video today. Thank you for watching and listening. If you have any comments or questions, please do not hesitate to ask us. Thank you so much.